Our favorite guy is back, and he is not only he's past triple down, he is in the quadruple down now, where he has come up with Fatherhood Fridays. That is Brian McKnight.
I'm Brian McKnight. Welcome to the first episode of Fatherhood Fridays. I'm so excited to share with you my story of fatherhood and also highlight other fathers out there who are exceptional examples of what a great father should be. I wanted to have a guest today, but as you can see, I'm here by myself, so I guess he wasn't man enough to have a conversation about fatherhood. I'm still waiting, Rick. Now, I'm not here to throw any shade on anyone or to live in the past in any way. I've addressed all of that. Fatherhood Fridays is about how when you do things the right way, with God on your side, with the person he made for you, the happiness and joy you feel will be greater than anything you could have ever imagined. My wife, Leilani, and I have been together over a decade and married for almost 7 years. Naturally, I became Julia and Jack's father with the blessing of their biological father, and we became a family. What is a part of her is a part of me also. I have my own personal father-daughter and father-son relationships with them, and as
Hold on, I want to continue this. Hold on, I have another clip. I want to continue this. There's a little bit more.
I have the privilege of loving them, molding them, guiding them, and nurturing them alongside their mom, and bringing them to adulthood, frankly, has been one of the greatest pleasures of my life. At dinner one night recently, I asked them both, why in this world where it seems like children want to do anything but listen to their parents, why they respect and love me so much? I asked them, was it the cars or the trips all over the world, or was it maybe the homes we live in? And you want to know what they both said? They said, because you're my dad, and all we want to do is make you proud. Notice, it's not you're my stepdad, it's just dad. Julia graduated with honors, getting her master's at Emory, and is in her residency on her way to becoming an anesthesiologist. And Jack is in his senior year at Colorado, graduating with 2 degrees. Will be headed to law school next fall. And now that Junior is here, they're so excited to see him grow up the same way that they did. See, he's the one that ties us all together. Because of him, we are.
All right.
Them kids ain't even black.
There's a lot of little random things. Yeah. From what I've seen, now the first I didn't realize what he did here until listening to it the second time. He upgraded his kids because I don't think his kids is doing as well as these other kids are. I'm talking about like education wise and like what they're doing. And he swapped out because he was real quick, like, yeah, she's gonna be
traded him in.
And I don't know if his other kids are as
the real kids.
Yeah, real kids.
But so his first set of kids.
Yeah,
the real kids.
First set and the second set. First set, the boys were music artists. Yeah. They were touring with him. Yeah. I don't know what his daughter was doing, but I mean, so you come from a musical family. Everybody in your family is musical. Your children were musical. They were doing music. So now you with this non-rhythm having white woman, and you got these kids that you brought in.
I think she might be Hawaiian. Let's try Polynesian or something. She's not white, I don't think.
She's
Polynesian. Let's go Polynesian, Pacific Islander. Let's go to Pacific Islander.
She is a pineapple white. And with that, but with that though, like these are just regular kids. I mean, again, not to say that somebody's regular kid can't be talented, but they just went to school, right? So the fact that he's like, oh, is it the cars? Is it this, is that, and other? I mean, did they go on scholarship or did you pay? Because if you pay for me to go somewhere, I can go anywhere. I could have gone anywhere to school. Money is what holds you back. So it's like, it's just so weird. And somebody on Instagram called it Fatherless Fridays. But it's just, it's unnerving. It's like, really? And the people in the comments that were defending him and were like, bruh, I get it. And I know his ex-wife is like, I'm
this
so happy.
Nigga. She like this nigga.
This motherfucker. I know that she is just so happy to be out. Period. Like because who knows when he got like this? Was he always like this, or did he ended up, some people grow into
Now,
ridiculousness.
I wonder, like, all right, since he doesn't fuck with the original kids, his first set, the real
He don't
kids.
fuck with part one. He don't
I
fuck with
wonder
part
if
one.
anybody like in his family, like his mother, father, aunts, and uncles, still have a relationship with him.
That's a good question. I would hope so. Like, again, that family is huge.
Yeah, like Take Six.
Like, it takes is all of them. So, like I said, on one of the albums, he says that he has 27 first cousins.
Damn.
So, right. He was so like it's the album that I always talk about with his son singing with him. And when his sons come out, he introduces them, he says, he was like, me, my son, my 27 first cousins, his whole family, and I'm so happy to be able to bring my sons into this. And he don't even like I always say, it bothers me so much that he doesn't fuck with his kids. Because of, like I said, I was a fan, and it's if niggas don't have shit, they got the audacity. And it is the audacity. It's who is your audience?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
That was my question. Yes.
Who is your audience? Who are these people that you're talking to? Who is Rick that wasn't made?
Oh, it was Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley.
Hey, that's what I was guessing too. Ricky
Smiley.
I didn't know if it was Ricky Smiley, if it was Rick Fox.
No, I didn't know. Smiley.
Oh, Ricky Bell.
No, it's Ricky Smiley because remember Ricky Smiley went in on him.
Yeah.
In his radio show about him or whatever. And I guess they were supposed to do this together.
And then because Ricky Smiley just lost a son last year, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And I want to say Ricky he's raised children that were not biologically his. Because he always says father is as father does. So Ricky probably ain't show up because he ain't want to cuss him out. Because
Brian McKnight's so much of a sucker, man, because it's I have a flip situation that I personally went through. My uncle, his two kids disowned him after his parents got divorced. And he went to remarry someone else. But then they stopped talking to him, everything for like 10, 11, 12, 13 years or whatnot for some dumb shit, like some shit they mama put in him, and they admitted it. He passes away in November of this past year. Damn. They never got to talk to their dad, never got to shoot that shit together with him, all over some bullshit. And it was like the flip side of this, what I'm saying is because when I went to the funeral, the other kids from his new wife's kids, how they talked about him, that's how I know my uncle is. You know what I mean? Like, right. And they were talking about him in the way but he never was out there on some Brian McKnight Fatherhood Fridays type vibe. Hey. You know what I'm saying? But he was married. This other woman had moved down to Texas and took these other kids on in. But he wanted to be around the kids. He would be like, yo, he would try to have me hit him up on Facebook, and I would do all kind of different stuff. And so it hurts to see Brian McKnight be just full on bullshit, and his real dads out there trying to be around their kids or be fathers to their kids in his fucked up situations, And he's intentionally doing it because he's an asshole. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't care what y'all are saying in the comments about whatever. I don't care. You are a parent. You are not.
What are you trying to prove? Like what? Like who's your audience? What are you trying to prove? You're trying to prove to us that you're right for disowning your other children. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to prove your case. And literally, with the exception of your children trying to kill you, or like literally doing something that was just something that's just unforgivable, right? And I ain't even talking about your kids stole from you, right? Like, maybe you had a crackhead kid and they stole the TV or something like that. Their mamas and daddies still love those kids. You just can't stay here no more, right? But the fact that you don't want to talk to them at all, you don't want any relationship, and you're trying to convince us that this makes sense. It don't.
He be trying to convince us with Jesus. Trying to put, who God made for you.
Let me tell you something about my father, the Lord Jesus. He told me that he would never leave and hasn't. So Why you trying to
I
compare?
don't know if we talked about this before though, Stacey, and this is something that I don't understand. This is something you're the only woman on our show, obviously. How is it that women tolerate being with a nigga, and I'm saying nigga in the highest form of nigga, a nigga like this that you know he's treating his other kids like this? What you think he'll do to you and your kids if you fall out of favor with him? You know what I mean? Or just in general, he does a bad like it's just how do women get caught up in that from your perspective?
Oh, it's because I'm different.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm different. That's it. I'm different. So, what happened? Those other relationships, those 6 other baby mamas. I'm not them. I'm different than they are, and he's going to treat me and my baby differently than you did those other ones. Then there's also the part of we don't know what these niggas tell these women. Right? So there's that part, right? So there's one of she feels like, oh, I'm different. It's not going to be like that with me or whatever, right? I already know his other baby mama, she wasn't on nothing. I'm a whole CNA and I'm working, so and so that's one. The other one is, again, we don't know what these niggas are telling these women. So that's why I always say, before you get mad at the girl, find out what was said to her. Because even when people be like, oh, he was married, niggas will tell you that they are in the midst of a divorce. That we just got to sign, we just waiting on the papers to get, we just waiting to for blah, 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 blah. And whole time the nigga is still living there. And we in the same house, we in different rooms. No, you're not. So it's who knows what he has said or what he said to her before in regards to the kids. And then as things continue to blow up, and it looks like from what I'm seeing, he is absolutely the head of that household. And because of that, and with her, again, I don't know this woman at all. I know nothing about her.
She's a doctor.
But like I can just tell that he's the head of the household. So she's following his lead. So if he said, oh, my other kids, this is what happened with them, and I'm taking them out my will. If anything, guess what? You just got an extra chunk instead of your kids. And the fact that you just had a new baby, guess what?
You secure.
You're secure. So, I mean, there's various things. And then some women just love the dude and can't and don't think about he's not seeing his children. Right? Like I think I haven't had a lot of boyfriends that had kids, but all the ones that I had that had kids, they were in their son's lives. Like it was usually like one kid, but they were in that child's life. They were significantly in that child's life, right? Even though him and them, mama didn't get along or whatever, right? But I never have dealt with someone, and thankfully, that didn't fuck with their kids, or I don't know any men who don't fuck with their kids. And I always question men who are friends with guys who don't fuck with their kids. Mm-hmm. Like you and your homeboys' kids, y'all supposed to be kicking it together. Mm-hmm. And that's the goal, right? Is that you and your homeboy, both of y'all got kids, they kick it together, and then they gonna be best friends. Everybody gonna grow up together. And you got a homeboy who's got kids that he won't go talk to. And not because the mama won't let him see him. You know what I'm saying? It's so ridiculous, it's so confusing. But yeah, Brian McKnight. Why?
What you got on this, Scott?
I was just watching that Martin episode when he proposed to Gina, and then I was like, damn, man.
And how did we get here?
He had slaps.
No, he's got a lot of slappers too. A lot. Double digits.
It's just sad, man. Don't talk to them kids, man. All you need is a conversation. Just go talk to them.
He doesn't have to be an asshole to them in public. That's my thing. It'd be different if he was an asshole to them in private. It's the whole thing of putting them on Front Street and being an asshole.
I want to see if he go on Club Shay Shay with it.
Ooh, that actually beat.
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music Podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.